Um, it's always nice to say GM, even though it is 9 p.m. out here in Amsterdam. Um, but I'm excited. I'm excited because we get to bring comic book back. We get to show you some cool stuff that's being produced, and there's going to be a lot more opportunities here too. Oh, Joey can't see anything, man. What is wrong with Joey? Can you tag Joey really quickly here? Joey couldn't get into the Ronin, man. Maybe we shouldn't let Joey in anywhere. What's this Joey dude doing? Yeah, I'm gonna give him soul. Let me go give Joey his soul. Oh, Joey. He's got one, but he doesn't even connect it, honestly. I think we gotta shame Joey when he gets in here. Alright, Joey should be able to come in now. We'll see if he does join. Oh, Joey. Yeah, what a noob, Joey. Get your shit together, Joey. I need you guys to be on top of your shit because I gotta eat dinner. Like I literally have no time. I'm in meetings or doing creative work from like literally like 8 a.m. to like 11 p.m. So yeah, I'm gonna be randomly eating here, but hopefully our boy Joey, he does have I think he has it. I think he has access to it. We'll see. He already has a soul. He just doesn't know how to connect a soul. There he is. Joey made it. All right. Well, today, guys, we get to shame Joey for not having a soul attached to his account. And then similarly, we get to praise Joey because we get to see some of his amazing work. And the fun thing here, right, is our opportunity now is to start building a little bit more deeper experiences around comics and manga. And with Ronin, we're going to try a few different things here as well, but of course, we want you guys to be close to it. So in today's session, it's going to be one of like probably a 2 or 3 part session where we design the cover of Ronin, right? Or at least one of the covers of Ronin, right? And with that, it's going to be a different style, a little bit more anime oriented, and the color palette will be more minimal. What's very unique about mangas is they're rarely colored, right? It's very just straight black and white. There might be some touch of color with certain mangas, of course. But the nice thing here is that with less color, you can move a lot faster, right? Meaning you can produce more content that can be consumed, which is a really nice advantage here as well. So we're going to take a much more simpler palette here. We're going to be kind of like a red, white, black palette only. Use red and then a couple scenes in the entire manga or the entire comic, right? Um, our goal really essentially is going to be um, you know, trying to give you a different vibe and a different feel, right, on what this piece can be and kind of explore within this space between comics and manga as well. Not saying that this is a comic, not saying this is a manga. We're going to kind of be in that in between and hopefully make it pretty fun. So with that, I'm going to bring up Joey, see if Joey wants to raise his hand. Joey! Oh, Joey. Ah, there he is. We'll bring him up.
What's up, man?
Hey, you made it, man. You made it.
It takes a little bit.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I am glad you're here. I know we've been talking a lot about this. Maybe maybe it would be cool to hear just kind of, what are you thinking? You know a little bit about, the Ronin brand, what we're thinking about from a design perspective. What kind of energy or thoughts are you thinking about as we kind of tap into this cover here and, go through an experience with our community?
Yeah, I think you stated it perfectly. Like a minimal setup will be amazing. If we can actually show the world of the Ronin story, we could do that in a cinematic way. Uh, we could center on a character like Sato, and we can show him as like a young samurai, which would be amazing. And then we can go from there. We'll just set up the drawing today, and I'll do like a pretty quick sketch and lay out my thoughts on paper.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the opportunity here is to set up the storytelling. So, what we'll do here is while Joey is maybe setting up some of the art, I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of the backstory as well. So you kind of understand how all the pieces connect. Just give me a second as I take a bite of my dinner.
Yeah, I just had lunch here, so
You have anything good or a simple sandwich?
simple sandwich, man. Just dropped my daughter off at her mom's, and I'm alone in the house finally.
Nice, man. It means we can do some good work. So
Yeah.
let's kind of dive in. So, what is the storytelling here right now?
Well, let's see.
Yeah. So, what's really powerful about Sato and Ronin is that we're trying to mirror the blockchain story as well. And with the blockchain story, if you're familiar with it, the amazing thing about Satoshi Nakamoto was one man who kind of went against the grain, wanted to create a new system that he felt was more fair because he was really tired of seeing the financial industry, be in turmoil due to variables that were outside of the individual's control, but rather the collective power and control. So in this, we effectively want to turn, our version of Sato as a representative of Satoshi Nakamoto. So the story here, right, is we have Sato is essentially this master samurai. And this is all set during feudal Japan. At the time the capital was Edo instead of Tokyo at the time, and Edo, Japan. And really, this individual Sato knew he was, had a lot of power, had a lot of control, but he didn't follow the standards, which was to join a general clan and fight for the other feudal lords, right, over territory and domain. And he really had this belief that there should be something more, power should be distributed more to the people. How can he do this? So, Sato essentially decides to go his own path, learn his own way, be able to train on his own, and with that develop what he would consider his framework for inspirational change. And in that, he wrote a lengthy breakdown on his vision across 9 scrolls. These 9 scrolls also correlate to the 9 full pages that BTC's light paper is built on. The full BTC light paper, including credits, is 9 pages long. So with that, we're trying to take this story and expand on this to be able to make it a little bit more direct, where his goal not only was to share his knowledge, but it was to inspire others to use it. And in this case, our story is Sato wanted to recruit 9 disciples, and each disciple would receive a scroll and a color of armor that would then expand, right? And these guys would then be in charge in expanding the world. And this is why, from a technology and a story perspective, we're using Block 9 sats, right? These were the first Satoshis that were ever able to be distributed during that time. So this is kind of really this nice little thing, is that we're going to be able to push forward and share what the true honest story of Bitcoin is and re-represent it here within Ronin and within Sato and within the 9 disciples. And with that, that will expand. And if you're familiar with kind of the ways that we built the entire supply size, there'll be 9 clans. Each clan will have 42 members, which will mean 378 individuals. And that 78 is also then an interesting number as well, if you're familiar with Satoshis as well. So there's kind of this nice little fluidity to everything in where these numbers connect, right? And they're native to this market, right? 42 is also an interesting number. Of course, we know it from the world of, the meaning of life, or, approximation of 420, or 21 times 2, right? And 21 being a very relevant number in Bitcoin. And that's kind of what we wanted to start with. So this comic essentially is going to be the introduction of that story. We want to introduce a younger Sato who is still in training, right? You would think like late teens, early 20s, that kind of vibe, where he was already very powerful. And then he is building the scrolls, his version of scripture, and share that out to the market. So what we want to see is we want to see a cover that probably represents, Japan, has more of a anime style, may still be in a samurai like influence, but probably wearing more common clothes than armor, right? Because he's not built for battle yet. His goal is really is like more as like warrior philosopher, right? Is kind of this hybrid style. So that's where this story will start with the first comic, and of course, it will lead to the end of the Nine Disciples. That's really what we want here. So hopefully this gives you a good framework. Let me pause there to see, Joe, if you have any questions or if you want to start in any specific area as well.
Oh, I'm just sketching out an idea right now, man, as you're talking. So yeah, keep going.
No worries. So, what we want to now achieve is we want to achieve a minimal way to tell this story to the masses, and we really love this medium of visual storytelling via comics and manga. So the style of this is to be kind of in between both. We want to take our advantages of doing these really amazing comics, but at the same time, right, what do we really want to also get right is we want to explore this world of anime. We think anime is a very, very compelling vertical. If you look at pretty much all the top grossing entertainment categories, multiple manga IP is there. It could be top games, right? Or sorry, multiple anime IPs are there. It could be top games, it could be top films, it could be top TV shows, it could be top comics, right? When you actually look at the print media sales, it's mangas that are driving the primary growth, not like American Western comics. So these are the areas that we're trying to really push forward and try to have a little bit of fun of where all these elements can kind of bring this story together. And also I think it's important to understand the history and the culture of this, and that's also like a very large piece of kind of where we're going. So with that, I kind of want your guys' minds to kind of think through what would this ancient feudal Japanese samurai leader look like, right? This is someone where again he's kind of an outcast. Everyone knows he's powerful, but he's gone against the grain, right? He's gone against expected norms. And when you usually go against expected norms during this era, you were essentially an outcast. And that's also where the name kind of Ronin comes from, right? Ronin are those who've lost their masters, right? A Ronin actually is a masterless samurai. And again, this is something that is usually very negative, right? Especially during that era to be called Ronin. But what Sato wanted to change here is that he wanted to actually have people embrace the concept of a Ronin in its purest form because he doesn't believe anyone should have a master, right? His belief is that you could learn from others and you could learn from multiple, wise individuals who are masters of their domain. But your singular pledge is not needed. The idea of anyone having a master in society was something that Sato didn't sit well with, right? And this is where he wanted to use kind of this decentralized approach with Satoshi. Is kind of similar to what Sato is trying to do here as well in this storytelling. Of course, Sato does not have a PC or a mobile phone with his MetaMask wallet ready to go, so he's doing this in different ways. But the story should somewhat be similar in that construct. And the other crazy thing as well about Sato is that no one knows who he is. Because what's crazy about Sato as well is that after he meets the nine disciples and grants them, he kind of fades away as part of the story, right? We have his tomb, but there's not his body's not in this tomb. It's kind of like one of those weird Obi-Wan Kenobi moments, right? Where if you follow Star Wars, and I am a Star Wars nerd, when Obi-Wan dies at the hands of Vader, he doesn't really die. He just kind of disappears, right? There's no body in the cloak. He's not cut in half, right? He's just gone, right? Like no one understands what happened. And yeah, I mean, spoilers. If you haven't seen the original Star Wars at this point, you're probably never going to see this point as well. uh, but that's essentially what we have with Satoshi Nakamoto as well. Like, do you guys realize Satoshi Nakamoto is worth billions of dollars? He hasn't moved any of that core funding. He hasn't interacted with that wallet. No one knows what's happened to him. No one knows who this person is. In this day and age, the fact that we don't know who a multi-billionaire is kind of insane, right? It's one of the most ridiculous things I still could ever think of, right? And it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I think Satoshi has like, I don't know. Let's find out together. Satoshi's wallet has how much Bitcoin? Oh yeah, he's holding 1.1 million Bitcoins. Not too shabby. To USD, that is a cool. Hold on, let me make sure I'm doing the math right. Yeah, it's a cool $32 billion. Just a dude chilling with $32 billion. Right? Like,
No
and
big
the
deal.
guy hasn't done it. Right? He hasn't touched it. It's pretty insane. This guy would be top 100 richest people in the world right now. And no one knows who he is. It's one of the most insane things I've ever heard. Right? And I love it. And this is kind of what Satoshi's inspiration is to Sato's character. We want Sato to be one of these incredibly powerful individuals, but he was okay leaving the power to the masses, right? Like literally leaving the power to everyone else, right? And this guy is sitting on 1/20th of the Bitcoin supply is held in one person's hand, and he does nothing with it. It doesn't even move. We don't even know, like no one even knows if he's alive yet. Right? There's some rumors and stuff like that. It's always funny. This will be, I'm telling you, in the next 5 years, you're gonna see like so many documentaries about this stuff, right? Like who is he? Where did he go? Right? And there are a bunch of major articles before in the past, right, where they actually found a guy like with the name Nakamoto as well, and they thought it was him, and it clearly wasn't. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do think like there's crazy conspiracy stuff, like John McAfee. There's a couple people who believe it's like some major drug dealers who also had technical backgrounds. It's a pretty fascinating thing. At least in our story, we at least know Satoshi is like at least a decent human being, right? That's kind of what we're holding to. He's avoided the crazy conspiracy theories thus far. But the nice thing about this is that we essentially have this character that now is going to form and is going to set the entire storytelling of what is truly representative Japan. So, Joey, what are you thinking right now? What are you doing? Would love to hear kind of your thoughts thus far and what you're putting on paper.
Yeah, right now I'm just setting up the balance of the piece itself. I'm gonna go with that typical sun of Japan, and we're gonna make that a focal point in the piece. Um, and keeping it simple palette, we're gonna have a red background, right? And it's gonna be this color. And I think our sun will use the yellow here to give a nice accent. We'll center that up. And we'll frame it. Let's see. I'm just going to lay in some quick colors here to show you guys what I'm thinking. We'll represent that sun there and bring that down here to give him, like he's walking through that water.
Super cool. It's just so fun to watch you just do like, I know this is like super simple shit to you, But I'm like, damn, this guy really knows how to use this tool.
So we'll carry that over. Might even bring this closer in at those 2 points meet. Since those are going to be covered up by the body, we'll just kind of drag this upwards into a arcing motion. We'll block out the character here. So right now I'm just trying to find that balance of color and iconography, in the piece. It's a little wonky now, but we'll clean that up. It's really good to work in like silhouettes a lot of times because in pieces like this, if you work with a figure right off the bat, it's kind of hard to judge what it's going to look like when you kind of like zoom back and you'll see what we're trying to go with here. Easier to find that balance of color and light.
I like the awkward quietness that comes with this as
Mhm.
well. It's really cool just to kind of be dedicated to see just what you're building and what you're bringing together. It already looks really cool. It already looks like one of those minimal posters for a movie, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like that kind of vibe and design. Yeah, Joey's using Procreate on iPad. He does this all on iPad, man. This guy's killer on that front, which is also a crazy thing to me. Um, and then, what's really nice here is that the opportunity here for our kind of storytelling is kind of giving a little bit more choices as well, and we'll give some choices because there's I'm curious, Joey, like what could be interesting choices here that we might want to add. Like one thing I thought would be interesting is, does he have like one blade or two blades, right? Right,
Yeah.
maybe he's carrying another one on the other hand, or is it is he rocking X hairstyle or Y hairstyle, right? Could be pretty interesting. Exactly, right? And I think this is kind of where, we'll give you guys more choices as this kind of story begins. But, like if I were ever a samurai, right? I'd always want to like dual samurais. Like when dual swords sounds like the dopest way to fight, even though I know that's not how any of this works. Uh, but it's always something kind of fun in that design here too, is like choosing and dreaming of what this character would be. Because this is
Hmm.
what we really want to be able to tell correctly, right, on behalf of the world we're building is this character needs to feel fresh, unique, needs to pull the audience in, give them that kind of feeling and vibe of what this character can be. And what I like here is just kind of the minimal style of it already, right? And again, Joey will be fleshing this out over the next few weeks, but you could already see what the feeling is on this, which I think is already cool and very different than the rest of the comics already. And yeah, just very simple to start. And in that, it's just kind of going to um a kind of whole new level as you see this world and this kind of scene kind of get bigger and better here.
Yeah.
And what do you think is going to be the hardest challenge here as well?
um, after working on the PFPs, I think it's just going to be like developing the style of the book itself. The look. I really loved Lone Wolf Cub growing up, man. That was one of my favorite samurai mangas that I ever read, and he had this really sketchy style to it. So I think I might take a page out of his book and try to do it that style. Just those really loose but expressive lines.
Yeah, I love that kind of style, to be honest. Like a little rough, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
very detailed in terms of the expressions, right? And
exactly.
it gives
Speed
like
lines.
exactly, it gives a sense of like almost like a whimsical nature to it, right? Which is
Sure.
nice because that's always where it's always interesting. Like I love clean, like I love, of course, clean lines and stuff like that. But even when I draw, right, I value my drawings that are much more, right. I guess I would say much more uh, you know, I guess raw in the
Yeah.
design, right? It
Oh,
just feels
yeah.
way cooler.
Yeah, I agree. Like some of those best things that I ever do were just like sketches that I've done on a sketchbook where you look at it and you sit back and like, God dang, that's really cool. Can't believe I
Exactly.
did that.
And that's kind of the fun part. And while you're doing that, I'll share some of the other cool background scenes that we have for Ronin. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do with all these pieces, but we have a lot of them, which is great. It gives us a lot of like flexibility in what we're doing, which is pretty cool. These are just some of the backgrounds for, we might use them for backgrounds for PFPs where we're actually finalizing some of this stuff, diamonds and are going to be able to choose some of the final outputs here, right? But this just shows you some of the cool colors of the world that we're building in right now, which is just great. We just showed kind of a range, and this all just kind of feels like, you know, I don't know. I feel like I can look at these and we slightly animate each of these as well, right?
Mm,
Like, I think these will feel like good lo fi music visuals, right?
yeah.
Like, I could just chill with it. And that's kind of what I like, even this like Sato here, right, is like, in command in this shop, but also just, keeping it cool, right? Like living his life, which I think is a really cool way. We these were some of the visuals that I had shared with Joey just kind of on like a random ideas. Again, dude, Mid Journey is amazing. I just want to let you guys know. Midjourney is the greatest hack ever. You could even see my name in this and everything with the names, but I'll just show them all here. And this just shows you also like where we could kind of experiment. None of these are like the targets per se. These were just kind of like the different feelings of like different, animes or comic styles or game styles. One's kind of Tekken like, one's kind of Akira like, one is kind of Dragon Ball Z ish to an extent, at least with the hair. I weirdly love all of these different ones, right? That are all kind of simple and like this is how amazing like Mid Journey is. This shit took me like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
right? Literally 30 seconds, right? And it's just mind-boggling what they can kick out. And what that does, it gives us this like little creative edge. One of the things like, oh, one thing I do want, Joey, is like I want really cool smoke in this scene, right? Like fog or smoke or some movement. Like one of the weird ones that I actually like, even though I don't know what the fuck it is, it's actually on the project. Ether has this really interesting, I guess I would want to say they call it gas, is what they call it. And it's just this
Mhm.
really interesting movement on it. Let me see if I can find one with gas on it. Oh yeah, like let me find a good one that's clean. Give me a second. I think I'm not saying it needs to look just like this. I think you'll actually I think you'll get a kick out of how he did this one. Let me see if I can find the gas one. Here it is. Okay, let's find a clean gas one. This girl looks pretty clean. Yeah. Okay. So I weirdly liked how he did the smoke on this one. How do I copy this image? Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Um, I just love the movement of this like weird smoke. I don't know. It's in the Discord chat. Sorry, gonna make you
Okay.
jump around. Um, but it's just this kind of like weird, very Asia-based movement that it just like was a surprising, nice little twist with the smoke coming out of it, right? And it's just like, yeah, it is very much like old style Japanese, which I think is really cool. One of my other favorite things I was playing around with Mid Journey a while ago was also like old school, like ancient scrolls done by or like ancient block printing from
Hmm.
Japan is like beautiful and you get some really cool visuals out of it. Let me see if I could find a couple of my early ones. Oh yeah, here. So I use these a bit. These are pretty cool. Like this is like the training of Sato. This is Sato's volcano. And I think this one where's the one? I think I use this one sometimes. All kind of interesting, different styles here as well. Pretty cool kind of stuff. This is like really, kind of some Oni mask and some strangeness. I just love the movement of the waves, of course, right? That they've historically done. Some of these are just kind of strange scenes and stuff. So I think there's some really cool ways to add kind of some bigger projects and bigger opportunities here on this kind of design here too, right? And this is kind of where we're trying to build something very different and very unique. I think finding those types of movements is like one of my favorite things of like, expected things. Like I've never seen smoke like this. I've never seen clouds like this. I've never seen water move like this. That's always like one of my favorite things whenever I'm like looking at like new art as well.
Yeah, we could figure some really cool smoke out here.
Yeah, you
Like
gotta
maybe like the fire. There's a fire in the background in the village or something.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be like fogged as well. It doesn't have to be smoke directly, right? He could just be sifting through it as he was walking through in a different scene. I mean, you did a really great smoke on uh what was it, right? This one, I mean, these are really great smokes that I think you did a great job on. I think this was I already forget, dude. You've done so many PFPs. I can't even remember which one belongs to who now. It's actually insane how many you've done, which is awesome. Um, Here you go.
Hell, we've been at it 4 weeks now, haven't we? So, gosh, that's 20, maybe more. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
this was a really cool smoke effect. I like the movement on this. Man, there's this one artist I cannot remember for the life of me who did this amazing comic book cover. I can't even remember the name of the comic book. I own it somewhere. I just have to go find my collection. And he just had a really killer um Smoke. Oh, hey, this is Mikey D. So, thanks, Mikey D, for joining. I can't. I always forget whose belongs to which now. I'm like, we have so many sick PFPs, which is really dope, man. Having a lot of fun with that too. So, guys, what you'll start seeing now is that you'll kind of see a more minimal style kind of open up here. We're going to keep these colors very simple. You're going to really see more black and white than anything else, right? With a lot of the main pages. And we'll use red as a splash for like storytelling. And then we'll probably use colors on like very unique scenes, right? Like one of my favorites is like the Japanese tree of life. Oh, this thing's so gorgeous. Right, like, I could see us doing a scene like this where, we do show the colors, right, of this scene and bring it in a little bit more on one page where, these are the places that Sato trained. Sato trained in 4 unique locations, and we're gonna share those 4 unique locations. Each of them will have, like, their own uh beautiful kind of scene like this. One's gonna be inside a volcano. Oh my god, I cannot wait to show you guys that one. One's gonna be inside a smoke cave as well. It's sorry, like a snow cave, sorry, not smoke cave. So we're gonna have some pretty cool fun with seeing all these pieces kind of come in and kind of give you guys a little bit more of where all these things are going to connect, right? And hopefully, if we get this right, you'll see something really fresh, right? Lost Realms will have a fresh comic. Ronin will have a fresh kind of manga comic, and Reapers will have like a very fresh sci-fi comic. Oh man, Joey and team just did a PFP that looks amazing, and it looks so good that we have to put it in the Reapers world. This belongs to like okay, if you guys just want to see how dope Joey is, this is also one of my favorite things here as well. Just check out, look how beautiful this PFP is. This is a female PFP. This is one of the Fury drivers. This girl looks amazing.
She's
Just
sexy.
looks yeah, ridiculously amazing. This is a diamond holder did this with the likeness a little bit to his wife, which is amazing. But this character looks so cool, looks so fresh. It looks like she could be a total new character in this world, and we're like, damn, we should probably put her in Reapers, right? We should probably have fun. And that's gonna be the cool thing is that we're gonna take some of the PFPs from people and put them into different worlds as well. Because Fury is gonna be a combination of all the worlds. Like Fury is gonna be a little bit Ready Player One, right? And all of our standalone worlds like Reapers and Lost Realms and Rodin are all kind of their own distinct timelines and distinct worlds as well. And I think this is going to be something really big, something really powerful in this design. And I was funny as soon as they did this, I was like, could we go ask the diamond holder if I could buy this one? There's like I wanted to buy so many one of ones. Like there's so many good ones here, which is great. Like Virgilius is great, Killums is great, Mikey D's. I mean, it's ever Mushan's is great. All of these ones are just so cool to be able to see. And then Saint offered me 100 BTC. Oh man. Yeah, dude, Lemon Boy not only has his like fun little gimp suit one, he has another one too, which is so weirdly cool. Like it's so weird. Lemon Boy's got something's wrong with his head in all the right ways though. Like, he's got such a weird thought process with
Yeah.
his characters, but God, it brings me such joy when I see like some characters here as well. Like and there's something pretty funny about it. When you see his next character, I mean, come on, this guy did a lemon character in a lemon gimp suit with a mom tattoo on it, right? Like, what kind of character is that, right? That's hilarious. I can't, I can't believe, those are the characters he built. And then the next one's less crazy, but it's just like so out there, which is so interesting. I can't wait to see these, man. You guys are gonna it's called Are You Dick? No, dude, I love it, dude. I think it's amazing. uh, I'm giving you praise, but it is. You are by far, you by far have made some of the strangest characters as well, which is so great. Because I was joking, I was telling them your second character you have designed is also really out there, right? I love it too. When I initially saw it, I'm like, it gave me such good vibes, like, a little bit of Lost in Space meets Jetsons. Like, that's all I can say.
Mhm.
Like, it was just something weird. And it's pretty powerful on kind of the stuff you created. But yeah, I definitely want you one day to tell us, like, I'm gonna force all the diamond holders to literally talk about why they created their character the way they created it. It's just gonna be a really fun story, right? I
Oh,
definitely
it's
want.
been phenomenal
Yeah.
talking to you guys and just like hearing all your stories and why they chose these traits in general and creating these characters. It has been a blast.
It has, right? And I know, I mean, I think that's the really cool thing here is that Joey and Steven get to have these amazing one-on-one conversations with each one of these holders, and these holders are having the time of their life, right? I remember Steven couldn't stop laughing, right, when he started to show me, right? I
Frenchies.
think it was Frenchies,
Yeah.
exactly. Frenchie did a Hunter's S. Thompson inspired French bulldog, which is
Oh,
just
we had a huge
hilarious.
laugh over that, man. It was so good.
Oh, and then both Steven and Joey were straight up telling me they were laughing the whole session. Yeah, I'll grab it. Steven saying, "Show it." I think this is the final one.
It's just so weird, man.
I know it's so weird and so good. That's what I love it, right? And like again, I love Hunter S. Thompson. I think this is such a good character as well too. So this is his, right? So if you're familiar with Hunter
So
S.
good.
Thompson, it literally made a fucking bulldog that looked like him as well. We got some mushroom tripping behind him. Frenchie's got his dope ass glasses, the classic cigarette, just like Hunter S. Thompson. It's so great. Like this could like if you guys realize, just look at each of these PFPs that we've shared with you, right? In the last just few minutes, every one of these could be its own collection. Like each one of these have the visual range so well, right? To be its own standalone collection. These are like, dude, this is like I know like we all say art all art is art. No, no, fuck that. This is real art. This is real PFP art, right? This is custom. If you look very closely, it's his cryptodes, and he also there's another gaming project that he's close to and works on. And then everything is about him. I mean, his whole identity is a French bulldog, and he's got this, amazing, amazing character and design. And this is kind of why I love, this challenge of what we're building is that we've been able to give joy to diamond holders already without the need for it to explicitly correlate right to economic return. Right? Don't get me wrong, we still want to do that, but it's so amazing to be able to create these characters and they just get closer to them, right? And there's like a sense of feeling that, oh, this is what I've always wanted. And I think that's really powerful for a lot of those who've been able to participate. And like we've only gotten through like 20 or 25. We have another like 40 of these to do, right? Which is pretty crazy. We are building one of the most personal collections out there. And then with that, right, it's going to connect to some generative stuff as well too, which I think is going to be really amazing. We got a lot of cool things in plan, and we're gonna work little Joey to death here.
Please don't kill me.
No, we'll keep it good. When you get tired, we'll have Steven jump in and do the rest of the drawings.
Sweet. I've seen
Yeah.
his work. He's not bad. Have you seen his book that he made?
I have not seen his book, Steven. Why are you not
He made a
sharing me
book.
this stuff?
Yeah,
I
he
gotta,
made a
I
book.
gotta, gotta see this. This is gonna be some cool ass shit. I'm curious to say the least. So, like this is kind of what you're seeing with Tribe, guys. Like, bro, we are pushing art. We're talking about other art while another artist is painting art, while all of you guys are rocking 6 different art collections that haven't been minted yet. Bro, this is what we're building here. Like, it's art on art on art, and it's crazy levels of quality art. Our pixel art is some of the best fucking art in this game,
Yes, it is.
right?
Hands down.
Our 2D illustrated artists are the best. Our comic books are some of the best, bro. Like this is what we doing, right? Like we are it's art on art on art. Like we are straight up going to create way more opportunities, right? Because again, the reason why this matters is that we have to do something different. And like guys, I mean, it's hilarious. There's 450 of you here. Y'all are thirsty for them relics, or you really do enjoy comics. But again, in a bear market, right, our engagement is through the roof in this Discord. And that's like a huge part of like why we're trying to build this. We want to get you guys closer to the art, closer to the structures here. And like, look, in less than, geez, 45 minutes, like this actually looks like real art on the page of what Joey's doing, right? Like looks really cool already. And with this, right, you are already recognizing that how we're going to be able to create a medium that's going to open up to all of you guys. And man, like, when you start seeing, once you're going to start getting comic books for your soulbound ownership, once you're going to get, a few other elements are coming too, it's going to be pretty cool. You're going to see why this ecosystem has been thoughtful and patient on where this is all going. And great art takes some great amount of time, and we've had that. And because of that, right, we can really do something special here. So I hope you guys really give us a chance to get this right, to show you all of this, and really build something that I think is going to take us to the next level. So, Joey, as we kind of wrap up here, just curious to see if there's anything you want to share on just what you kind of did at the last minute, and give us kind of your thoughts on the composition here as well.
Yeah, so as I was composing this, I was just thinking about where I wanted the balance to be, right? And now I'm just kind of going in and finding those foreground details. And as I work backwards, I'm gonna start going back into the burning village back here and putting in those tiny details. So it's just I'm working from the foreground to the back, and the next is going to be finding those details in the samurai character, and we'll save that for next week because I got a lot of PFP work to do.
Awesome, guys. So hopefully, guys, you can see kind of what's happening here. Our next big challenge is trying to get this comic to a decent visual state as we get ready for Ronin's launch. Again, Ronin is still going to be conscious of this market. We're paying attention on what's happening, but we're still very confident in what we're building, because what we're building is not just art. We're not even talking about our PFPs here right now. We're trying to build a story that is maybe meaningful and can connect the the pieces here that can be special. And I appreciate it, Alpha Degen, but just always it's tough. I don't want to take anything for granted. We have to keep working hard every single time. Like we really do, right? There's not an opportunity for us to take a break, because this market is a beast. This
Mm.
market will consume our souls. This market is a whole nother level. There's a reason why, like, I think my fifth AMA today, and it's supposed to be build week. Right? I literally, hold on. I think that we've done 5 live events today. In like, hold on, let me see. 1, 2, 3. It's 4 live events. I have 4 live events, and then 7, no, 9 meetings, and 3 work sessions supposedly. We'll see
Sheesh.
whether or not, yeah, it's just normal day, and I still got a
You don't
meeting.
work yourself to death, man. Come on.
I mean, the great thing is I enjoy this. I'm living. I wish I had a little bit more time. This has been a crazier week than I expected. So I did wish that I had a little bit more time, but again, my obligation is to get this right. When the market collapses, I have to sometimes fight back and be ready, right?
Hmm.
Because I mean, again, was I expecting to God to give up 60% market cap on their launch?
They
Fuck
did
no.
what?
Yeah, bro. Poor
The
Joey
fuck?
gets bro. They just lost 60% of their market cap, man. Yeah, it's over 110 million loss on the primary asset. Bro, it's even worse. I think I saw DeGod's like legit under 4 ETH now. It's 4.08 ETH. So yeah, they gave up, a cool, 5,000 50,000 ETH in floor value, which would put them right around $100 million, and that's just off the initial. It was all the way up to 10.4 ETH, and that
Yeah.
doesn't even account Utes. Utes probably gave up like 25 million. What's Utes at? Probably what, point nine, I bet, or was it still holding at one? Oh, it's down to 0.8. Oh, that gave up 1 ETH as well, so that's another 13,000 to 14,000 ETH, right?
Mm.
Um, shit, yeah, it's like 65,000 ETH in value eroded in 48 hours.
Holy crap.
Yeah, good $130 million roughly, $100
Just
roughly.
gone.
Yeah, just eroded in value of these holders. Like it straight up gone, right? I mean, again, it wasn't liquid per se,
Right.
but it is as close to liquid as it gets. And yeah, I mean, also the crazy thing is, I mean, most people have been following this as well. The gods, oh my god, the gods, right? Um, is what is one, two. Sorry, I'm trying to do the math in my head. The gods is also in a really tough position at the moment right now, right? Because Big Brother Machi owns 300 the gods. He's the top holder. If
Hmm.
if for any reason Machi wanted to, Machi can straight up take that shit down to probably 2.2 to 2.5 ETH floor if he wanted. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Even Frank was so worried about it. Got on an AMA to talk to Machi and said, "Hey, just give me an hour to talk to you. Please don't sell them all at the same time." Right? Because he does know that if Machi does, there's no buy pressure left here. It
Yeah.
sucks. Right? Yeah, exactly. Frank offered to have the one-on-one, right? Crypto Phoenix was on that. Um, but it's tough, right? I mean, Machi lives for this, I'm sure. Bro's got power like no other, right? And now he's got, these founders begging, right? Like honestly, if Machi is like smart, he should start taking money. He's like, hey, pay me money and I won't buy your collection, right? But you know
Yeah.
what's funny is that I mean the gods put themselves in that position with their partnership with Blur. It is pretty nuts. But yeah, Machi can drive that thing to like sub like 2.5 ETH relatively quickly, right? Which is pretty nuts, right? I think the big challenge here is um, can you survive in this market without a dumper killing you at one full sweep. And
Hmm.
I mean, Azuki holders have been dealing with this for a while. I'm sorry, I mean, Bored Ape holders have been dealing with this for a while. Azuki felt this at one point. Dude, I would partner with Machi. I don't know what the fuck I'd do with Machi. That'd be fucking funny. I'd just be like, Machi, let's send this shit to zero. Let's go. Right? Nah, I don't know what he's gonna do. It is pretty fucking funny though. It is. I've never seen a dude have that much power. Like, I mean, you guys gotta realize in this free market structure, a founder that many people considered was like one of the most powerful founders has to beg a dude buying on secondary not to destroy his project. Right? That's kind of insane, right? Like, yo, like no one gets like how insane that is from kind of a structure. So we're seeing a lot of cool things, right? Yeah, I don't know what he wants with ApeCoin involved. I heard him say that, and I didn't understand it. But yeah, it's a ridiculous market in general, guys. Like, so be careful out there, right? You want to be like very conscious, like,
It's like fucking
oh,
Mad
this
Max out here, dude.
it really is, bro. Like people looking to blow shit up, bro. Like,
Oh, yeah,
because
there'll be a
people have
Thunderdome
no
real
problem.
soon.
Yeah, people have no problem going scorched earth to this point, right? And this is like the other challenge. You need to understand that if you take a regression, your regression can lead to a snowball effect. And that, do you guys realize, right? Like the God is literally one person away from going roughly from 10 ETH to 2 ETH, right? I mean, giving back roughly $200 million cap. They're one guy away from this happening, right? Which is nuts, nuts, right? Like, what it is pretty nuts. I don't know if it's worth buying the gods at this point, man. Like, the problem is the gods has no catalyst, right? So there's no point in buying the gods in this bear market. And there's no point in buying anything in this bear market without catalyst at this point, to be transparent. Um, I think the challenge as well is that you only are taking downside risk. Like, what is this really going to recover? Maybe 4 to 4.5, maybe, right? If you're going to buy in at this point. But like, why, like, why go deeper? No, I understand, man. It's brutal, if you're already down that much, man. I mean, it sucks, man. So many to God guys got wrecked, and it sucked, right? Yeah, someone blurred 200 to gods at once, right? Like straight blurred it, took it down to 6.5 by themselves, and they're like, "Oh no, this is okay. We'll keep it." And then of course the announcement just didn't hold, and then boom, it got harder. And dude, Machi, it's hilarious. The dude's lost like I think $500,000 on this bet, right? Like he's lost a shit ton. Yeah, actually, I didn't even calculate the loss on dust value as well. Like it's crazy how much market cap the gods lost across the board. What is dust market? Let's find out. Hold on, let's do this whole math right now. Dust coin market cap. Dust protocol. Ah, shit. Down to a damn. It tanked hard. Okay. So it's at $1 and it was at what, 250. So they lost, roughly another 25 million just on that alone, too. Bro, it's
Mhm.
like this is right. We're talking about 150 million market loss. Oh my god. 150 million value loss out of holders. Oh, that's so brutal. That is like the most insane thing I've ever heard. And this is a company's biggest announcement. It's not like this company fucked up. Like, meaning like it's not like one of the executives killed somebody and hid the body,
Mhm.
right? It's just, oh, the art wasn't enough and they had nothing else. And again, that is also like, to be very blunt, Frank deserves a lot of blame. He fucking overhyped this shit for no reason. He overestimated the value on the art delta, right? And
Mhm.
here's the crazy thing: the art is actually decent, right? The season 3 stuff, right, is not bad. The problem is it's not noticeable. The type of people who are going to actually notice it is so small. And then here's the honest truth: no one cared about the gods for the art. No one cared about it. Why were they trying to make this their thing? I just don't understand, right? But it's tough, right? These guys don't have a business model and they got wrecked, right? So again, keep your eyes out. This shit's tough, guys. Like I don't know where they're gonna go. I don't want to say I wouldn't buy, but I don't have a reason. That's the best way I could answer that. There's no catalyst here that makes it interesting to buy in a bear market. In a bear market, protect your ETH. Protect your ETH at all costs. Don't get lost in sunk cost fallacies here as well. Like just don't. be cool with it, right? Like, be okay with it. Like, dude, there's a lot of people who took losses. We're gonna hopefully show you guys, right? Some cool opportunities that are coming. And hopefully, this thing will kind of rock it. And that's the thing is like we don't overhype anything here, right? I just want to let you guys know how like anti-hype we are on a lot of things. Like we don't dude, there's not even a diamond link anywhere in this server. You guys realize that? You can't even find the tribe diamond link. Because bro, I'm not here to get short-term buyers who just like, oh, if the link was there, I'm gonna buy it. No, I want people who actually understand our fucking project and will go through the hard work of searching for it correctly and asking the right questions, right? Like that's what I want. And if you look at that, I mean, it's a huge factor of why I think we're a very organic floor on what we're doing. It's not like, oh my god, we're killing it. But like, I mean, again, if you just go look, I mean, again, this is just OpenSea. It's fun to look at OpenSea because not everything is there on OpenSea. Like, I'll just drop the link, right? And I saw this because I think it was who was saying it earlier. Rocket scientists. If you buy the 4.85 ETH, technically, right? This thing would on OpenSea. It's not the case. You should check on Blur. But OpenSea would represent the floor at 9.4 ETH. But look, there's only 4 listed on OpenSea, which is pretty nuts. If you go to Blur, there's more listed though. Don't get me wrong, there's more to eat. And the floor is a little bit shallower there. There's one that's at 4.5. But the crazy thing is that even if you look at it on Blur, here's the link to Blur. Bro, we only have to buy like technically if we bought the three of them between 4.8, 4.85 on this here as well. There's oh, that's true. Yeah, there's something in tribe announcements, you're right. But I mean there's no link page, right? So not easy to find. And I'm posting them here as well. So technically there's numerous links here as well. But if you go look at Blur, right? Technically with 3 buys, this goes up to a 9.4 floor. 4 buys, it goes to the 13 ETH floor. 5 buys, it goes to an 18 ETH floor. Bro, there are 6 diamonds listed. Bro, like this is what we're doing. It's pretty hilarious. There's 6 diamonds. It's not even 9 buys. 9 buys gives you 3 fake listings, bro. It's crazy. And of course, if this moved to like 15 ETH, people would list at 10 ETH or 12 ETH to get liquidity. This is always what it is. I'm not, we're not foolish. We're not stupid. Right. But this is kind of why, you see this kind of design in this community is just organic. We have only 6 listings, right? And there's no staking, right? There's no staking. Nothing. This is all just organic by the users, right? We will be doing diamonds as a heads up. There will be snapshots coming up. Because why not, right? Why not have some fun snapshots coming out? We are looking at some other systems here too. We'll have our delisting party.
Ooh.
You guys remember that way back in the day where these these shitty communities are like, come on guys, snapshots, we're gonna delist together, we'll party it up, look, our listings are down, we're going to the top. Oh god, those are the good old days, right? Those are the good old days when fucking stupid shit like that actually worked. I remember that worked for, what was it? I think it was Alien Worlds. I think did it the most after I saw it. Like it was just like every day, D-list party, D-list party. Oh god, good old shit. No, it was definitely not a Dom kind of party, bro. We were drinking like sad Coors Light. That was like we weren't even moving the needle on that shit. But it was funny. It was funny to kind of see all that stuff. Uh but guys and gals, I appreciate you all joining in. Joey, this is looking amazing. Love seeing you just inking while we shit about the market here as well. uh
I keep that
um
meditative mindset for you.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you are. All of you, you should have, if you were here at time, should be getting the relic here as well. It's taking a little bit of time because guys, there's a lot of fucking people here, and this thing works. But you should have gotten. It will say comic fracture number 19 is what has been given. It will not show up at the bottom of your list. It will show up higher on your list. So if you got it, you will have Comic Fracture number 19. So we will continue this here as well. Yep, these will be a slightly new color for a different set here as well. You should be all good to go. So guys, with that, I'm going to let you all go. Joey, want to say thank you. Thank you for showing what you're up to here. Thank you
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
yeah, we'll
You're
do more
welcome.
of these. We'll do some more. We'll do some PFP ones as well soon as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do some,
We'll hold that in the
especially when
diamond chat.
yeah, I mean, I think what we'll do is I'll let you design some of our investors.
Oh,
Have essentially
cool.
let
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
choose what they want. So we can kind of collectively choose. So we can make the
Yeah,
community choose on behalf of some of our investors, which will be really fun.
yeah,
So
that
guys,
will.
with that, I'm gonna let you all go. Please enjoy the rest of your day and or evening, and we will chat soon with that. Bye-bye now.